So I wanted to make some mushroom mystery boxes today. So I've got 5 pipes prepped, and I'm going to make all the little mushies and put them on the pipes. So the first one, we got sitting in a annealer. It's experimental green, so it's like a blue, green, fun changing pipe. Depending on how hot you heat it, it changes colors. So I'm going to make a mushroom for this one first. I got this black, white, blue, purple, green little piece of color prepped for the stem, and for the cap, I'm going to use blue. It's blue slime. It's really pretty. So I'm just going to melt down a ball of blue at the end of this rod for the cap of the mushroom. And as long as I keep it slanted down like that, it'll just keep gathering up on itself. Slant it down and continuously spinning. And then once I have a big enough blob, let it cool down a little, and then I'll just get like the top half hot so I can smush it flat to make it a cap. I'm just going to flatten it on my graphite pad. Now I'm going to stick them together. Cut off that blue rod, and then I'll shape up the cap. Kind of wonky. So I like to keep the whole cap up, and then I'll give it a roll right here to shape it. Want to be careful not to get that stem too hot though. I don't think I'm going to add dots to this one. I think I'm just going to leave. I don't know if I'm going to add dots to any of these, to be honest. So it looks white or yellow, and then it's going to turn like orange and maybe red. But it's blue. So I'm going to punty it up to the side. So stick a clear rod on the side, cut off that bottom part, shape up the stem, and then I'll pop it onto the pipe. Hey Tim, how are you? I lied, I'm not using a clear rod. I'm going to use the same color blue in case it leaves a mark. Then it'll be the same exact color. Cut off this clear. Pull off any junk I don't want on the bottom. And then I like to flatten the bottom of the mushroom stem. Sometimes I don't, but a lot of the time I do. Super cute! Look at a little mushy. Oh. So once that cools down, you'll see the actual color of the stem. I don't want to let it cool down too much though, because I want to stick it on the pipe right now. What are you making? I'm making little mushrooms to put on pipes that I made earlier. So all the pipes are prepped up. I'm just making mushrooms for them. Oh, thanks, Tim. Super cute. Thank you. Alright, here's the pipe. Like I showed you before, if you missed it though, it is experimental green. So if you heat it in certain spots, it'll turn blue. It's a pretty fun color. So I'm gonna stick the mushrooms on the top. So I want to get the pipe hot, I want to get the mushroom hot, but I don't want to deform anything. Get a little tug. I push it on more than it should be, and then I pull it up and off. And then that was such a light attachment that just a little bit of wiggle popped it right off. And then I instantly wanted to get rid of that little mark that it left. So it's on there, but I want to go around the edges with the flame and just make sure it's really melted in so it doesn't fall off with vibration. Looking good. Thank you, John Boy. Can you please make me one for a bong? I actually don't make any bongs. Those are usually made on big lathes, and I don't have one. Looks so smooth. Thank you. Can I make a bong? I don't know. Can you make a bong? Bong? So I'm just going to go around the bottom of the stem. Make sure there's no, basically I'm getting rid of the creases. If there's any creases, I want to get rid of that right now. I got a pretty good attachment though right away, so that's awesome. Gonna see when I set it down if it stays standing, which it does. Sometimes I get too much weight with the mushroom and then it falls over, but we're good. I'm gonna show you the next one. I'm gonna put a mushroom on. So this one, it's called Double Amber Purple, which you guys, if you've been here, you've seen it before. I fucking love this color. So as you can see up top, it looks a lot different than the middle because the middle I added texture and the heat makes it change. I added texture on the mouthpiece too. There's some dots on there. So I'll put this back and we'll make a mushroom for it. I got a little piece. I like to call this color Scooby-Doo. It's like yellow, orange, purple. It looks red, orange, purple, but it's really hot. About 1100 degrees. What should we do? Let's do butterscotch cap. I think this will be pretty for the cap. So same thing, just melting down the ball or blob. And these little knobs that I'm adjusting down here control the propane and the oxygen output that I'm getting. Alright, I got a little blob going. I want to let that cool down a little, and I'm just going to heat up the end so I can flatten it and then connect them for a mushy. I'm going to center this top a little more. Center. And now I'm going to connect them in the fire. And then I'm going to cut off what I don't want of this caramel / butterscotch rod. I'm not sure what color it is. They're so similar. Take that off. And then I need to shape up the cap. It's all wonky. with that same caramel slash butterscotch color, and then shape up the stem on the bottom. So just a very light attachment, and then I'll cut off the crap on the bottom. And then I'm going to flatten it a little bit before I stick it on the pipe. It's super cute. So the bottom, you'll see the color soon. It's going to be darker than it will look when it's not over 1,000 degrees. Nice. Thank you. Alright, so I'm going to grab the pipe I'm putting it on. I'm going to get both hot, but not so hot where anything gets deformed, and connect them together. So here's the pipe I'm putting it on. I just want to blast that little mark I got from that punchy. That's the first thing I want to do so I don't forget. And then I'm just going to go around the edges of the mushroom to make sure everything's really melted in. Second one. The third one's not going to be a frit pipe, it's going to be a little bit different. I'll show you. I had never made one like this, so let me know what you think. Started with like a lavender, and then I did a bunch of wrap stuff. Make a mushroom for this one. I'm going to do purple slime cap with this bottom. So the reason I move it in the flame so much is just so the color doesn't bubble and burn. I don't want it to get too hot. Alright, got a little blob. I'm going to wait till that cools down a little bit, and then I'll just flatten the part for the mushroom cap. And then I'll connect the two in the flame. And then I just want to melt that whole cap together and smooth it out so it doesn't look like that funky line in the middle. Let that cool down a little bit, pull the clear off the bottom, and then flatten the stem, and I'll pop it on that purple pipe. Pop it on the purple. Hey, how's it going? I want to pull everything I don't want on the final mushroom right now. I want to get it all off. Get a little smush on the bottom. Alright, let that cool down a little and then I'll pop it on the pipe. I love how this turned out. I'm definitely going to make more like that. So I'm just going around the edges just like before on the other ones, making sure there's no creases. I want everything melted in really well. And if the pipe starts to like deform or cave in a little, I can just give it a little puff and it'll hopefully puff the wall back out, but that didn't happen. We're good. Alright. Your flame looks orange, like there's not enough air in the room. It looks a lot different on the camera than it does in here. I've got plenty of ventilation going. And I've got windows open with fans. Alright, I think that's all she wrote for now. I have a couple more to make. I will reveal them all tomorrow, or maybe the next day, but probably tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like my videos, turn on that notification bell. Peace and love. I'll see you soon.